We're in the Super Sportsman pit area here at the Silver Spring Speedway for the 1987 season opener, and it's turning out to be a pretty nice day here. We got the sun out right now, and right behind me here you can see they are having the drivers' meeting. They'll be going over some of the ground rules here at Silver Springs for the 1987 season. Standing down here in the pit area right now beside Rich Eichelberger's number 47 car. What started out to be kind of a budget form of racing in the Super Sportsman cars have certainly become anything but budget. You can see a lot of money has been spent here putting this car together for the 1987 season. And another interesting point is that these enclosed trailers have become quite the norm now in the Super Sportsman ranks as well as in the sprint cars. A lot of chrome on this race car, a great looking piece of machinery, and let's wish Rich Eichelberger the best of luck here in 1987. Well, the drivers' meeting has just now dispersed. I'm standing here with Brian Householder, who is the assistant speedway announcer up at the Selinsgrove Speedway and does a lot of work in the on the dirt track circuit here in central Pennsylvania. Brian, opening day here at Silver Springs. Looks like a lot of great looking equipment here this year.
That's true. There's so much nice equipment here at Silver Springs and so many equal cars. The rules that they have for these cars here at Silver Springs keep the competition really close. And looking down through the pit area, you could probably pick 12 or 15 cars here that could win the race today.
That's for sure. I know we were looking at some of the cars, Rich Eichelberger's number 47, and what started out to be maybe a budget form of racing, they've certainly taken it to the limit, haven't they?
Well, that's for sure. If you look through the pit area here again, you mentioned Rich Eichelberger's car, but several of the top drivers have two, and I saw one team that has 3 cars here with them today. That's not really budget racing anymore.
Well, hardly. They do basically, like you were saying, have rules that keep these cars competitive, but everybody goes right to the racer's edge, don't they?
That's for sure. I mean, I think in any form of racing, they say you use the rules to your advantage and you go as far as you can with them, and I'm sure they do the same thing here.
Well, Brian, we want to wish you lots of luck for your endeavors during the 1987 season, and we're going to swing it back up in the tower now with Randy and Ken. Standing here now with Howie Locke, driver on the Sheriff's Auto Sales number 77. Howie, you got 2 cars for you here this year. Are you going to be driving both of these cars periodically, off and on?
Yeah, it all depends on which track we run at, determines on which car we run. The 85 car seems to be working a little bit better on the big track, so we'll probably run that one. Last year's car will most likely run here.
You had a really great year last year, and word is you're going to be actually driving a full-size sprint car some this year. Is that right?
Yes, right now the deal is going a little bit slow. Our motor deal fell through, and we're working to get a motor together. The car is basically ready to go. It's a good car, and you know, we're going to give it our best shot for what we have.
You'll be working a lot of overtime because I also heard that you're going to be racing a late model at times.
Not to my knowledge.
Oh, okay.
That would most likely be my brother. My brother runs the 77 here at Silver Springs. If so, no one's mentioned it to me yet.
That would be Freddie.
Yes, yes.
Okay, that's where I got that then, evidently. Great looking race car for 1987. Is this a brand new car that's sitting right behind us here?
No. One's an 85, one's from 85, and the other one's from 86. Last year the cars worked real well, and they didn't get crunched or anything. We figured, you know, it was worth at least another year for them. There's no reason not to run them. They worked last year. That's
for sure. Why not go with the tried and true, right?
That's it.
Hey, what about this daylight racing? You guys don't generally run daylight. Have you ran on a daylight service here at Silver Springs in the last couple of years, even?
No, not besides practice. Those couple years back we ran practice during the daytime. The track most likely is going to get real hard and dry. Allen seems to have quite a bit of water on it right now. The track looks pretty good, but with this wind and stuff, I believe 9 out of 10 chances we're going to be hurting later on the day.
With the hard rubber and the high gears on, huh? Maybe.
Maybe.
Well, okay, Howie Locke's not going to give away any speed secrets just yet as he prepares to go in this afternoon's 1987 season opener here at the Silver Spring Speedway. Pit area right now with sprint car driver Smokey Snellbaker and becoming better known as Super Sportsman driver.
Well, got hooked up here with Bill and Kay, and they're super people. They give me a super race car to drive, and it's a lot of fun driving for them, so that's why I'm with them.
Well, I'll tell you what, have you really worked on a sprint car ride? Or, I mean, this thing is going to have to take a pretty much almost 100% effort here this year, isn't it?
Well, I'm working on a sprint car ride with a guy to give me the car, and I have a crew that we're going to do all the work on the car. It didn't go through yet, but it'll only be running Friday nights at Williams Grove, and I'm going to be here every Saturday night.
Okay, Smokey, want to wish you lots of luck here at Silver Spring Speedway. Of course, daylight racing surface, nothing strange for you. I'm sure you've run a lot of them over the years. It is going to be, I think, a challenge to some of these drivers that don't normally run on daylight.
Well, track conditions are always moody in the daytime. The track looks pretty nice now. It looks like he has it pretty wet, and it could stay. It's a little bit cool out. If the sun and the wind keep up, it'll probably dry it out pretty good, but you never know about a daytime race. We'll just have to find out.
How about your owner here, Bill Tanger? He pretty excited about 1987. I know it looks like he's went over this car from A to Z.
Well, Bill's been excited since last year at the end of the year. I told him I'd drive for him full time. I told him I wanted to get a sprint car for Friday nights, which wouldn't interfere with maybe a couple races at Big Diamond. But if I get this deal, I'm probably going to run the sports with a Big Diamond. They put so much effort into it. This is practically their life, and I surely want to give them the best, and if we have a chance at the Strode's Point Fund or something like that, I don't want to jeopardize that for them.
That's for sure. One thing I wanted to ask you, Smoke, this started out to be kind of a budget form of, sprint car racing, but it's really, as I look around this pit area here this year, we've got a lot of enclosed trailers. We got one driver down here that has 3 cars afforded to him. It looks like they're pouring some money into it, Smoke.
Yeah, they definitely come a long way. I mean, you come here and I think this first day here, you go up and down the pits and look at the caliber of these race cars and the beautiful equipment the guys have, the jobs these owners are doing, and the money they're putting into them. It's still not as expensive as a sprint car racing, and it's a lot of fun.
Okay, Smoke, we know you're busy here. You're going to want to get the car ready to go for the warm-up period. In fact, they have some cars out on the track right now. But you guys will be you'll have the whole program to yourself this afternoon. There will be no other divisions actually race here today.
Well, I'm sure we'll put on a good show for the fans, and that's what it's all about.
That's for sure, and you got a lot of die-hard fans setting up there, too. These Silver Spring fans, they love the Silver Springs, don't they?
Yeah, I was really surprised. I've never seen this track until about 2 years ago, and last year was the first, not last year, the year before, I ran a couple races for Bill. And it's really enjoyable to come up here. The fans they're very dedicated, and Alan runs a very nice show here. It's no fooling around, and that's what the people come to see.
Okay, Smokey, we'll wish you luck for 1987, and that's the situation down here in the Smoky Snellbaker Bill Tanger 07 pit area. Hey, thanks.
Okay, Dad, run in there. Smile, Ronnie.
Okay, Clarence? Okay, let's just have John and Zane.
Put this.
See you later,
Can I
Dad.
get one, my dad?
Yeah, sure. Hey, Darryl.
Watch that wall on the wheel, John.
I got it, man.
Pants are hanging down. It looks like trim.
Thank you.
Here, Zane, stay here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a feature winner here in record time, John, non-stop and daylight. Hard to believe. A great job out there today.
Yeah, it is hard to believe, non-stop daylight.
Well, I will say that all 21 drivers who started that feature event did do a great job today. The track, of course, drying out a little bit, but it still seemed like you were getting a pretty good bite.
Yeah, we talked in the pits. We set the car up to run the bottom, and then I think I ran one lap down there. It's about normal. We always end up running exactly opposite the way we thought we were gonna, but it really went up top.
Well, a great way to start the year, defending track champion, starting off with a feature win here for the Stroh's Tour in 1987. Congratulations. What are you looking for now the rest of the year? You're going to run Hagerstown tomorrow.
Well, we don't want to blow any more motors like we did in the other car.
You did blow a motor in the one car?
Yeah, we blew a motor in the car we normally run here. This is our half-mile car.
Well, maybe you were running up top. Maybe that's why you changed grooves from the bottom to the top, trying to make it a little longer today.
Yeah, maybe this car just likes it a long way around.
And here's the car owner, Zane Highland, Highland Tire Service in Newville and Carlisle Car and Truck. Zane, congratulations. Great way to start the year.
Thank you, Alan. Yes, it has. It was started out a little rough. We did lose a motor. We don't know if we just lost a cam. It wasn't anything major, we hope, but we weren't planning on running this car. This is the one we do usually run the bigger tracks at, but it turned out well, and I want to thank all the crew. They worked very hard to get it where it's at.
Well, the crew did a good job in the motor. Of course, Ralph Wolf doing the engine work, a great job. The car seemed to have plenty of power. That wraps it up from down here, fans. A great race here today at Silver Spring to kick off the sportsman season. Now we'll be ready to go with some hot laps for the limited late models and the street stocks. And don't forget, next Saturday evening, 7 p.m. starting time, a big 34-lap race for the Super Sportsman, $1,500 to win. Thank you all for your attendance today.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks,
Stay right Standing here right now with Rick Salem, formerly of Denver, Colorado, now living in Lebanon, and driver on the ICP number 86 car. Had a misfortune here the other week, a couple weeks ago, of going out over the first and second turn fence. I guess you've been initiated to Port Royal now, right, Rick?
Yeah, welcome to Pennsylvania, yeah. Yeah, we kind of got bumped down there and got off the end, but we was lucky. We didn't hurt the car bad, and we got to go on the next night, so.
When they brought the car back up on the wrecker, it didn't look like it sustained too much damage. In fact, you raced it the following night out at Selinsgrove, right?
Right, yeah. We had a lot of work to do on it, but it didn't hurt as bad as what we thought it could have by going out over the end, but.
Who's the owner on the car?
Clark Barger. He's from Lewistown. ICP is his business, and they make interiors for custom cars. He's standing right there.
Okay. Had you raced in central Pennsylvania before coming in here?
Never. No, I've never been out here. We raced in the Midwest back there, and I run the NCRA cars that Stoney ran for a while, and then went to sprint cars, and been running back there about 5 years or so. And we won a lot of races last year, won the championship, and they just didn't have enough racing going on, so I kind of wanted to go somewhere where they did, and I got the opportunity to come out here, and they tell me this is the best, and it really is. I'm impressed so far, I really am.
Well, it certainly is the land of Oz when it comes to sprint car racing here in central Pennsylvania. I don't know if you could pick a tougher place to race unless you went on the World of Outlaws tour.
Right. As far as their weekly shows go, you're not going to run against many tougher guys as a rule, you know. They're fast, and the Outlaws are fast, but like I say, weekly shows, you guys got a lot of money to race for, and you got a lot of good money and good cars and good drivers, and it's hard racing. It really is.
Okay, Rick, well, we wanted to stop by and get a word with you here, a new driver in central Pennsylvania. You're going to campaign here at Port Royal pretty regularly, you think?
Yeah, I believe so. This is kind of Clark's hometown racetrack, and we want to run as much as we can here.
Okay, we wish you luck here in the 1987 season, Rick, and hopefully you won't go out over the first and second turn fence anymore.
Yeah, we're going to try and stop that and win a few, so thank you.
Okay, Rick, thanks a lot.
You bet, thank you.
Standing here right now, right along the inside of the Port Royal Speedway with Speedway President Jim McClure. 1987 is pretty well in now, Jim. We've got a couple of races in here at Port Royal. And what would your summation be of the 1987 season so far?
Well, tonight we're going to take a long, hard look at things. This is our first Saturday night opening up, and we haven't had any competition up until tonight racing against us. So after tonight and another Saturday night or two, we'll have a little bit better evaluation. We're looking forward to it, and we have a lot of, like Keith doesn't have a ride yet, and some of the other drivers, I just talked to a guy there blew up this afternoon, and so we're looking. I think we're looking pretty good.
It was really nice to see the number 50N, the Stackus trucking car driver Freddie Raymer, select Port Royal Speedway tonight. And we have, of course, the Clark Berger, number 86 of Rick Salem, another new driver that will be campaigning here at Port Royal throughout the season. And I think Port Royal is going to get their share of cars.
Talked with Freddie this week on the phone and encouraged him to come to Port Royal. He said he was thinking about, he was deciding between Port Royal and Selinsgrove, and they said, well, we'd sure like to have you. And he said, well, maybe you'll see me Saturday night, so we're glad he's here.
It's a pretty competitive business anymore, isn't it? It's not just Saturday night at the local dirt track. I mean, there's other places that people can go.
Right.
There's a lot of different enterprises that are competing for the Saturday night leisure dollar. And looking at it from a business aspect, you really do have to promote rather than just simply permit racing.
It's almost a full-time job. It's almost a full-time job.
Well, listen, Jim, we want to wish you lots of luck here. I know you had served on the race committee in other years, but this will be your first year as being actually at the head end of the snake, you might say. But we want to wish you lots of luck here at Port Royal in the 1987 season. We'll certainly be here every week.
Thank you. I just hope we can do as good a job as you guys do.
Okay. Thank you very much, Jim.
Thank you. You bet.
Standing now at the far end of the sprint car pits here at Port Royal Speedway on their third attempt to get the program in here this season, 1987 season. Standing with me is Dave Kelly, one of the strong runners in the URC division, and this year looks like you're putting a little more effort into the sprint car deal.
We try and be strong wherever we go, John. Hopefully we'll be running a lot more shows in central Pennsylvania this year than we have in the past.
What is your preference, Dave? Do you like sprint car racing a little better, or is it just something that you've kind of slid into and you do it when you can? And does it come second to the URC deal?
Well, you know, URC and these cars, it's basically the same thing, except for we're allowed to run a little bigger engine here, and the wing, top wing's a little bigger, and then the front wing, of course. But basically, it's the same car. It's just that where we're located, we've always run after the URC shows, but you know, that might change shortly.
I notice usually when you're not running URC, you can be found here at Port Royal. Do you have a favorite track? Do you like this track a little better than some? Because there are other places that you could go to on a Saturday night.
Yeah, no, we enjoy coming to the port. I guess that's why we come here rather than go to some of the other racetracks. It's just a matter of preference, I guess. We feel comfortable coming here, so that's where we stop.
I know last year you were in some heated battles at times and looked like you could have easily won the feature head. Things just went a little differently, but a lot of people now are taking Dave Kelly serious here at Port Royal Speedway. We feel that you're a top contender, and we look for you to win some features this year.
Well, we're trying, John. You know, like you said, last year we thought we had a shot at a couple of them and seemed to run into some bad luck, but we just keep plugging away until something good happens.
Well, I'm certain that something good is going to happen this year for Dave Kelly and the whole Kelly Racing team. I guess it's just you this year, right, doing the driving. There are no other team drivers involved.
No, we just have our own deal this year. Matt Trefalo and Billy Ellis were with us last year, but they're going to have their own cars this year, so we're going to concentrate more on our own cars.
That brings me to this question. Do you think that will afford you a better opportunity, being that you and your brother will be devoting 100% of the time toward your sprint car racing and URC sprint effort?
Oh, not really. I don't think we lacked anything last year. It's just that, I mean, maybe we can spend a little more time on our own cars, but I think we ran well last year, as good as can be expected. We'll try and just get a little better this year.
Okay, well, certainly the Kelflo Racing team, Dave Kelly and his brother, certainly do provide the fans here at Port Royal and everywhere they go with a top racing team, and we wish you all the best in 1987, Dave.
Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
at 69 is apparently Steve. He did not have any problems ironed out. From on green, the car did not respond, and he immediately fell to the back where the Martin will get a pushover on turn 2. Bob Landis also in the pin area in the 88 car. He got tangled up here in turn number 1 and 2. Also Freddie Raymer and Martin Plummer getting together.
Right now, Dave Kelly's getting unbuckled in the 17. He's coming around front. Let's welcome him to the winner's circle, Dave Kelly. Well, Dave, you've been around the Central Pennsylvania and New Jersey circuit for a long time in these sprint cars, but this is your first here at Port Royal.
Yeah, it really feels good to win here. We've been trying for a little while, and I really like this racetrack, and that's why we keep coming back every time we can. I'm sorry it took so long to get here, but we're happy that we're here now.
Well, it was sort of a marathon feature event out there. You started up front. Joey G got the start on you, but after you got the lead, it was more or less your own race. You just drove away.
I didn't really know that. I was just running as hard as I could the whole time because there were a lot of good cars, that started behind me, and I was, just running as hard as I could, hoping nobody could catch us.
Cars seemed to be working super. Did you encounter any problems at all during the race?
No, the only problem that we had was I lost my brakes right in the beginning, but when you're running up front like that, it's really not a problem. But other than that, we have a Ben Cook car here, and I couldn't be happier with it. The Cooks have been great with us, and what can I say? Leroy Silvius, my mechanic, and Earl Kelly, my owner, everybody's been wonderful. They give me a good piece of equipment, so they sort of make it easy for the driver.
Of course, you switched over, as you said, to Cook there at the end of the year, and you got to be pretty happy about the way things are going. I guess you'll be running mostly with URC again for 87?
Yeah, probably so. Once they get started, I think we'll be doing the whole deal again this year, hopefully for the last time.
But hopefully when Saturday nights are open, we'll see you back here at Port Royal.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Okay, once again, how about a nice hand for your winner, Dave Kelly? Okay, Dave, if you want to hang in here, we've got Fred Ryan, and Fred's going to slip in here, and he's got a case of Miller for you.
Congratulations. Thank you, Fred. I appreciate it. Stop back here.
Okay, and we've also got Susie Schiffer, Miss Port Royal Speedway, and she's got a hat, along with a dinner for Stop 35, and also Lorenz Corner Deli supplying dinners, Dave. So, once again, congratulations on your win here tonight.
Thank you very much, and thanks to all the sponsors.
Okay, and once again, one more time for Dave Kelly. Well, we've got your winner around front here. How about a hand for Craig Von Doren? I'll tell you what, Craig, that was one whale of a finish there. You more or less had one shot at him. You took it up here in 1 and 2 and came out a winner.
Yeah, I was staying back a little bit, just watching what he was doing, and I just had to go for it down here.
Looked like you had a real good shot at him about 5 laps before you come up here on the inside down the front stretch, and he had a better groove going into 1, and I thought at that point it was over, but you say you were just sort of laying back?
Well, I just wanted to show myself down there, hoping he'd figure I was coming down there, and just went around him.
Of course, this is your first win, I guess, with this new team now for 1987?
Yeah, it's our first win. This is just a great deal we got here. Everybody stuck together behind me, and just, it's really a great feeling after what happened last year and what everybody did for me this year. It's just, I can't say enough about everybody. Wilbur Schumann, Bill Weaver, Reese Weaver, Meeker Equipment, my family, the crew did a hell of a job to get me back out, and just can't say enough about everybody.
Certainly takes a whole team effort to put a car in the winner's circle, and you guys had to work hard. You had to come from the back a couple of times.
Well, that's what makes it fun.
Well, I'm sure you're going to enjoy what Fred Ryan's got for you here. Fred's got a case of Miller beer for your efforts tonight.
Thank you.
It's great, right?
Yeah.
And also Susie Schiffer, Miss Port Royal Speedway, is going to hop in here. Susie's got a hat. She's also got some dinners from Stop 35 and also from the Lorenz Corner Deli. So again, a super effort out there, Craig. And hey, we hope to see you back here some more in 1987.
Well, we'll be here.
Okay, how about a nice hand once again for your winner, Craig Von Doren. Well, we'll get Steve Zeiders in here once again. And Steve, busy day for you. Your second win tonight.
Yeah, I tell you, we had a real good night. We thought maybe we wouldn't be able to make it up here and kind of the difference in the time, but we went home and added weight, and here we are.
Certainly off to a fine start here in 1987. This makes 5, right?
I believe this does make 5 in a row. You're right.
5 in a row, and the only one you lost, I guess you actually dropped out of.
Yeah, that was out at Selinsgrove, and it's one of those things where it's just one of those small parts that go bad on you.
I see a little steam coming out the front end here. Anything serious?
No, it was just running a little bit warm tonight. It's running about 215. It just cooked over a little bit.
Okay, again, Steve, we want to congratulate you. You're certainly having a fine year so far here in 1987. We'll get Susie Schiffer in here. She's got a couple of dinners for you. First of all, from the Stop 35. I'm sure you know where that is. And she's also got, Susie, you can just step in there, and she's also got some a dinner from the Lorenz Corner Deli. So you'll be very busy with that. And Fred Ryan, one more time, is going to treat you to a case of Miller beer.
Okay, thank you. Hey, thanks for the beer. I'm sure the crew appreciates it.
Okay, Steve Zeiders again picks up the win. This is number 3 here at Port Royal, number 5 overall for Steve Zeiders.
Standing here at the pits and at Williams Grove Speedway with Steve Sigel, driver on the Busch number 2 car. Steve, you've had pretty good success so far in the 1987 season. I know we were down in Florida and we were watching you race down there. You seem to have the car hooked up pretty well this year. Anything that you can attribute that to? Have you changed chassis, engine builders, anything like that?
No, I was still running a Challenge chassis, and we're still running Shaver's motors. We just went down there a little more prepared than normal and came back, and since you've run a little bit, you know, you stay ahead of the game a little. As long as we can keep it that way, we should be all right.
A lot of cars here in the pits tonight at Williams Grove. It's never a cakewalk here at the Grove, is it?
No, this is probably the toughest place to run. I'd say probably on in the country on a certain night.
I know over the whole spectrum, the central Pennsylvania area right now, Port Royal seems to be the track that's down cars at here in the early season. Anything that you can attribute that to? Probably the Pabst points deal have something to do with that?
Well, it's possible that it really would have something to do with it. I really don't know why they would have such a low car count up there. It's not a bad racetrack. other than maybe when they change the rules around. You know, there's a lot of guys up there that still have aluminum motors that maybe don't want to switch around to a steel motor and figure that, you know, they're not going to race until they can afford it, and that could be a while.
Could be. I know they are running 410 cast there in 1987, but Selinsgrove, on the other hand, had a good car count. I know you won the feature right there last week. 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we did, and yeah, they've had a good car count. They've had a real nice racetrack here lately, and we plan on going back again tomorrow night.
It was said, I guess in the winner's circle, you made the statement that you'd be running probably Selinsgrove this year. How'd that come about?
Well, we've always been where we thought pretty quick up there, and they treat us real nice up there, and we just figure that if we can do good and make some money, that's where we'll be. The track's been real nice, so that's probably what we're going to do.
I know I'm asking you some pretty tough questions, kind of puts you drivers on the spot. Tomorrow night now, Port Royal runs their spring championship. They're paying $2,500 to win, which the general consensus up and down the pit area so far this year has been we're going to race where the money is. Will that tend to sway your deciding where you're going to run tomorrow night, any, or are you going to go back to Selinsgrove?
Not tomorrow night. I mean, it would, you know, in general any other time of the year, because that's what I do for a living, so I got to race where the money's at. But tomorrow night we're going to run at Selinsgrove, and then next week I have my new car, my 87 car is going to be ready, and we'll probably do exactly what I said. We'll run for the money. We'll go to Lincoln for that $4,000 to win for the USAC show, and then back to Selinsgrove the following week.
Right. Hagerstown has sprint cars scheduled this Sunday afternoon. You might be able to pick up a few extra dollars there.
Yeah, that should be nice. I think it's 2 features, $2,000 to win each one. That should be a nice payday if you can get in.
Should have a good field. Okay, we want to wish you luck here at Williams Grove tonight, Steve, and we'll look for this Busch Beer #2 car up front all year.
I hope so. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, we moved on down the pit area, and I'm standing with Steve Smith Sr. right now. And the Floyd M. Swope Salvage Livy, I guess, is involved a little bit with this team this year. A lot of sponsors. Looks like a good year for Steve Smith Sr.
I hope so.
I know you ended the 1986 season with a pretty good win down at Lincoln Speedway. You picked up the Busch National Open down there. Have you really changed anything much in 1987, or are you pretty much going back with the same deal?
No, we built a couple new cars. I don't have my new car out yet. This is the same car we ran last year, so Stevie has the new one out, and mine should be out maybe another week or two.
Lincoln Speedway will be getting into action tomorrow night. It'll be their season opener down there. You have to be looking forward to the new season at Lincoln.
Oh yeah, we're looking forward to 3 nights a week, and things are getting going now, so you can sort stuff out a little bit quicker when you run 3 nights a week.
Have you guys thought much about doing any traveling this year? Maybe hitting some of the World of Outlaw shows if you're running good?
Well, we're definitely going to try within a certain area to run some of the Outlaw shows and maybe the big show at Eldora and Knoxville.
Someone told me you guys invested some money this year and have a pretty good engine shop going together right now down at New Oxford.
Yeah, we bought a lot of money. I don't know about invested, but no, we do. I'm real happy with the shop, and we bought what we feel was the best equipment there is in the whole East Coast here, so we're planning on doing some good motors here.
Well, it's nice to have your own machine shop facilities. I know Hill did a lot of work for you in the past. I understand you're going to maybe do some outside work for some people this year.
Yeah, we got a couple of motors scheduled right now for outside work. We've mostly been doing our own, and as far as Charlie Hill goes, he's helped me a lot, and I couldn't say anything bad about Charlie. We just decided we wanted to do it on our own, and we kind of like the business too, so we're going to do it on our own.
One thing's for sure, you can put more hours into your own engine than what you can really pay anyone else to do, right?
Oh yeah, you spend so much time, you couldn't afford to pay anybody to do it. We couldn't, so plus we're getting into it. We want to build good motors for anybody that comes there.
So you're really not competing that heavily against the Hill Enterprise operation then, really, are you?
Well, I guess you could say everybody's always competing, but he has his shop down there, we have ours, and I'm sure you'll never be able to build everybody's motor.
Still a real good relationship then?
Oh yeah, as far as I'm concerned, it's no problem.
Okay, Steve, we want to wish you luck here at the Williams Grove Speedway tonight and down at Lincoln tomorrow night for the season opener.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Standing here at the far end of the pit area here at Williams Grove Speedway with sprint car driver Bobby Weaver, driver on the Bill Bryant Excavating Keystone Pretzels number 16. Bob, 1987 so far, you really haven't had any wins, but you look strong at times. Dropped out of a couple up at Port. Tonight you're here at Williams Grove. What's the forecast?
Well, it's up here at the Grove. It's been the day races. You can't really get going in them, so hopefully with the night racing we'll be a lot better off. And up to Port, we've been running good. We didn't finish the last time up, but we'll be there.
I'm sure. You just came off a good season last year here with Bill and the whole team. Everybody back this year with the team and everything, same people?
Yeah, Bill has the modified this year, which I guess we're going to run this week for the first time, so that's the only difference, really.
How about the modified effort for Port Royal on Saturday nights? You think you're going to be super competitive?
Oh, I think we will be. This car we've never run before, so it might take a week or two, but I think we'll be all right.
That's a nice little car you had last year, that Zamanek #1 car, but of course Mayberry will be driving it this year. So we'll be seeing you then probably Port Royal mostly on Saturday nights, huh?
Yeah, we'll be there.
Okay, we'll let you go. We know you're busy, and good luck to you tonight, Bob.
Thank you.
Let's bring him out for the first of two. The Speedway is now open for 12 laps. That's the limit to play ball, drivers. And we have two new drivers here tonight. That will be sprint car number 85. this 25-year-old is bubbling with enthusiasm. It's the 2W.
Up and he ran the whole way down there today.
The privacy of being congratulated by wife and pit crew. He is off to a tremendous start in 1987. And I'll tell you what, knowing him from up at Sealands Grove Speedway like I do, I can tell you this: if you haven't met him, you've missed meeting a true gentleman. He speaks highly of every other driver on the track, even when things go wrong. We'll get him around here. Ladies and gentlemen, he's smiling, and I don't blame him. How about welcoming Steve Siegel? Boy, this is a tremendous start for you this year.
Yeah, I'd like to be able to keep it up.
Well, I'll tell you what, the way you were flying tonight, I think it would have been real interesting had Doug Wolfgang stayed in the pack. I know Doug respects you highly and says that you're one whale of a driver from outside of Pennsylvania at one time. I'm wondering myself whether Doug Wolfgang actually would have been handling you, because, fella, Randy Wolf was trucking behind you and you kept in front.
Well, I'm sure there's no doubt about it. Wolfgang would have been tough. I mean, you can't never count him out anywhere. I'm sure Randy was right there. We got a lucky break on that restart and just happened to get by Randy. Otherwise, the thing could have turned around and gone his way.
Well, Steve, the way the Busch Beer number 2 was working tonight, you apparently stuck it right in the groove. You didn't appear to change grooves once at all once you got in the front of the pack.
No, we set up to run the top all night long, even from the heat race, and we just went out there and made up our mind that's where we were going to go, win or lose, and it just worked for us.
Steve, this is probably one of your best starts ever in sprint car racing.
Ain't no doubt about that.
Would you move back to Texas now?
No, I'm here to stay.
Well, I think there's an awful lot of people that are happy for that. Steve, the nice thing about your crew and yourself is that you always bring nice, clean racing equipment to a racetrack. That is important for the image of the sport. Not only that, I told the fans while you were still in the cockpit that you highly respect other drivers. Even when things go wrong, I've never ever seen Steve Siegel, quote, get out of shape, and that also is an attribute to a tremendous sprint car driver. We're glad that you found Pennsylvania. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Siegel on a big win here, his second win this year in Central Pennsylvania. Steve, congratulations, a whale of a job.
Thank you.
Got all kind of cords there. There you go.